Hi, this is Alex Shantz. You're listening to Napa Valley Insurrection, and I'm here today with Matt Reid. He's a winemaker for People's Wine Revolution, and really excited to have him on. He's given us some wine to pair with some marijuana that we're going to be pairing together later for a special 420 episode. With cannabis now being legalized in California, there's been a lot of discussion about how the rising cannabis industry is going to fit in and work with the already existing wine industry in the valley. So, with that, Matt, do you want to introduce yourself a little bit?
Sure. Thanks, Alex. I'm Matt with People's Wine Revolution. We've been based here in Napa Valley since 2009, and we created the brand, my wife and I, because we think that everybody should have access to great wine. We might make $100 Cabernets in our day job, but we can't afford those. And we want everyone to be able to enjoy some good wine. So we seek out undiscovered vineyards that we think are doing a great job, buy the grapes, make the wine, and sell it for as low a price as we can.
Awesome, great. Do you want to talk a little bit about the history of People's Wine Revolution?
Sure. Yeah, it actually started when I was living in San Francisco, trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my life. I found a book called Homemade Wine. Started making wine as a hobby while I continued to try to solve that riddle. We quickly started calling the wines that we produced People's Wine Revolution because friends knew we were into wine. They'd have us over to dinner and they'd proudly show us the bottle they'd gotten because they knew we were coming, and it would be some mass-produced industrial uninteresting stuff. So that got us thinking that everybody should be able to enjoy great wine. You shouldn't have to throw away your hard-earned money on something that's doesn't have any soul. So that's where we started. And then when we moved to Napa Valley, we didn't expect to stay here. We thought we'd just start our career, but we found Calistoga and fell in love, and everything was great except that the wines we produced were so expensive. So we launched People's Wine Revolution as a side project to address that issue.
Awesome. Next, do you want to talk a little bit about sort of what you see as being the current situation between cannabis and wine, and where do you see it headed? I know this is a big topic. It's something that it seems like local leaders, policymakers, and winemakers, people in the industry are just starting to kind of tackle. Do you have any general thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think it's good. I think exciting times are ahead, and I think consumers are going to have a lot of interesting options coming up. How the industry actually shapes up is anybody's guess, but I think there's some great possibilities. I think there's a natural affinity between the two products. I know some people only like one of the two, but for those who do enjoy both, they can go really well together, and I think it'll be interesting. I can't wait to hear the results of the pairings that you're going to do.
Definitely, yeah.
But yeah, I think it's interesting. Just the Prop 64 that legalized cannabis for recreational use in California. What we've already seen outside of wine, tons of different responses. It seems like the urban areas are really embracing legalization, while the more rural areas are shunning it. There's some weird dynamics there that I don't really understand, but the wine industry being rural, but I guess urbane, for lack of a better word, is sort of a hybrid between those two attitudes, and different counties are responding different ways. Sonoma's really embracing cannabis, despite its huge wine industry. Central Coast communities like San Luis Obispo and Paso Robles seem to be embracing it as well. And Napa Valley, unfortunately, seems to be trying to slam the brakes on it for reasons I really can't comprehend.
Yeah.
The margin by which Prop 64 passed in Napa was huge, and you'd think any politician would realize, hey, this is something that people actually want. And voters were well informed. They didn't vote to say, hey, we should think about legalizing. They voted for legalizing.
Yeah.
And it's up to the, we need rules and all that, but that's the politicians' jobs, and they're not really doing their job, in my opinion.
Awesome. Great. All right, last question. I was just wondering if there are any specific wine varietals that you really enjoy. I guess, in other words, what are some of your favorite wines?
Yeah, I really love working with Syrah. It's a very responsive grape. you know, while remaining true to its sense of place. If Syrah grown in a cool climate is going to have a different flavor than one grown in a warm climate, no matter what the winemaker does. But the winemaker can still really shape the resulting wine, and that makes it a lot of fun to work with. And then a lot of the wine grapes, the aromas come from the same class of plant compounds that contribute to cannabis aromas, the terpenes. And terpenes have also been shown to have a synergistic effect with the cannabinoids. So as each strain of cannabis has a different terpene profile, that can modulate and change the experience of the cannabinoids in the plant, which is interesting. And I think that's why pairing wine and cannabis can be so interesting. The terpenes that in Viognier say could not just taste great with the cannabis, but actually change the effects.
Interesting.
So I think that'll be interesting to see. I look forward to the results of the tasting.
Awesome.
The pairing.
Great. Well, awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being a part of this endeavor. I'm excited. Definitely, we'll let you know how it turns out. And you've been listening to Napa Valley Insurrection. Thank you.